Hello, my darlings. Well, I've got a treat for you because the postman brought me this morning. Now, when my daughter Jessie was a little girl, this was her very, very favourite book. So we had to read it lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. But she's taken her copy to her house, but she won't let anyone touch it because it's a bit broken and battered and torn because it's been read so many times over the years. So I've got a new one. Anyway, it's called Burglar Bill, and it's by Janet and Alan Arlberg. Janet and Alan Arlberg wrote lots and lots of stories for children, but this is a proper favourite. Now, you will have to bear with me because there's quite a lot of text, but I do want you to see the pictures because they're so beautiful. So I'll peer over the edge and try and make sure that you get to see all the pictures as we go. I'm getting used, not really, to this mirror imaging that I have to do. Anyway, here we go. Burglar Bill. Burglar Bill lives by himself in a tall house full of stolen property. Every night he has stolen fish and chips and a cup of stolen tea for supper. Then he swings a big stolen sack over his shoulder and goes off to work, stealing things. Every morning, Burglar Bill comes home from work and has stolen toast and marmalade and a cup of stolen coffee for breakfast. Then he goes upstairs and sleeps all day in a comfortable, stolen bed. You see? You see, I think he's snoring, look. And there's the pussycat. What's that underneath his bed? Oh, I think it's a potty. One night, let me see if you can get that, there we are. One night, Bill is working in a street behind the police station. When he comes to the first house, he climbs in through the bathroom window and shines his torch around. "Oh, nice toothbrush," says Burglar Bill. "I'll have that." And he puts it into his sack. When he comes to the second house, he climbs in through the kitchen window and shines his torch around. "Oh, that's a nice tin of beans," says Burglar Bill. "I'll have that." And he puts it into his sack. When he comes to the third house, he climbs in through the bedroom window and shines his torch around. "Oh, that's a nice hat and coat and pair of trousers and socks and shoes," says Burglar Bill. "Oh, I'll have them." And he puts them into his sack. When he comes to the 16th house, he's a very busy burglar. There, on the front step, is a big brown box with little holes in it. See the holes? "Oh, that's a nice big brown box with little holes in it," says Burglar Bill. "I'll have that." In the distance, the town hall clock strikes 5. Bong, 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 bong. "Oh, time to stop work," says Burglar Bill. He swings the sack over his shoulder, picks up the box, and goes home to have breakfast. After breakfast, he plays with his cat by the fire. Suddenly, he hears a noise, and it's getting louder. "Oh, sounds like a police car," says Burglar Bill. But the noise is coming from the big brown box, and it's getting louder. "Oh, sounds like 2 police cars," says Burglar Bill. He creeps up to the box and raises the lid. "Blow me down," he says. "It ain't no police cars. It's a baby." You see the baby. It's crying. Cat doesn't seem to like it much. Burglar Bill puts the baby on the table. "What was you doing in that brown box, baby?" he says. But the baby only keeps on crying. "All alone," says Burglar Bill. He pats the baby's little hand. "An orphan." But the baby only keeps on crying. Then Burglar Bill says, "I knows what you want. Grab." Burglar Bill gives an apple to the baby, but still the baby cries. He gives a slice of toast and marmalade to the baby, but still the baby cries. He gives a plate of beans and a cup of tea to the baby. The baby eats the beans and throws the cup of tea on the floor and starts to laugh. "That's better," says Burglar Bill. "I like a few beans myself." Burglar Bill sits by the fire and wonders what to do. The baby's crying again. He gives the baby a football to play with. The baby throws the football at the cat and keeps on crying. He gives the baby a book to look at. The baby bites a hole in the book and keeps on crying. He sings a song and plays the piano to the baby. The baby cries louder than ever. He falls off the piano stool and bangs his nose on the floor. And the baby laughs and laughs and shouts, "Again!" "Again?" says Burglar Bill. He rubs his nose. "I didn't mean to do it the first time." Burglar Bill bounces the baby. Ooh, it's a bit difficult this way. I might have to turn round a bit. Hang on. Burglar Bill bounces the baby on his knee. "So, you can talk," he says. "Say Burglar Bill." "Burglar Bill," says the baby. "Say Peter Piper, picked a pack of Pipper Piper," says Burglar Bill. Not so easy. "Burglar Bill," says the baby. Suddenly, Burglar Bill feels his knee getting wet and he smells a smell. "Pooh," he says. "I know what you want." "Pooh," says the baby. Burglar Bill changes the baby's nappy. He doesn't have another one, so he uses an old bath towel instead. "Say, for he's a jolly good fella for changing my nappy," says Burglar Bill. Burglar Bill plays with the baby and shows it round the house. He feeds it again, changes its nappy again, washes its clothes and hangs them on a line in the kitchen. Can you see? See he's doing the washing? He looks quite happy. A lot of soap suds. When night time comes, he takes the baby for a walk in the park. I have to do quite a bit of moving around, I think, in this story. He says, "Say, run for it if you see anybody," says Burglar Bill. "Run for it," says the baby. At 12 o'clock, Burglar Bill comes home, puts the baby to bed and goes to bed himself. Soon he is fast asleep. Snoring again, look. And softly dreaming of all his childhood days. Suddenly, he wakes up. Downstairs, there is a noise. It is a noise that Burglar Bill has heard before. The noise of someone opening a window and climbing carefully says Burglar Bill. I'm being burgled. Burglar Bill creeps to the top of the stairs. Down below, a torch is shining, and a voice says, that's a nice umbrella. I'll have that. Burglar Bill creeps down the stairs. The voice says, ooh, that's a nice tin of beans. I'll have that. Burglar Bill creeps along the hall and into the kitchen. The voice says, ooh, that's a nice date and walnut cake with buttercream filling and icing on the top. Oh, I'll have that. Burglar Bill put on the light. What did he find? There, with a black mask over her eyes and her hand in the bread bin, stands a lady. Who are you? Says Burglar Bill. I'm Burglar Betty, says the lady. Who are you? Burglar Bill puts on his own mask. Oh, says Burglar Betty, I know you. It's Burglar Bill. I've seen your picture in the Police Gazette. Then she says, oh, look here, I'm ever so sorry breaking in like this. If I'd have known. Ah, don't mention it, says Burglar Bill. He holds out his hand. Pleased to meet you. Oh, likewise, I'm sure, says Burglar Betty. Burglar Bill makes a jug of cocoa and opens a packet of ginger biscuits. The two burglars sit around the kitchen table. You see them? See that? She's got her hands in the bread bin, look. You married, Bill? Says Burglar Betty. Nah, says Burglar Bill. Right woman never come along. He offers the biscuits to Burglar Betty, and she takes one and dips it in her cocoa. Only, I just wondered, like, she says, seeing a baby stuff and things. What got a baby? Says Burglar Bill. Found it on a doorstep in a box. In a box? Says Burglar Betty. Yeah, that's right, says Burglar Bill. A big brown box with little holes in it. A big brown box with little holes in it? Says Burglar Betty. Yeah, that's right, says Burglar Bill. Well, blow me down, says Burglar Betty. The baby's mine. The two burglars hurry upstairs to the baby's room. Yeah, that's him, says Burglar Betty. She swings the baby in the air. You see, he's got his little birthmark on his leg. Oh, and these are his own little clothes as well, what his grandma knit him. You see? The sun's shining on it a little bit. Let's see if I can get that to you a bit better. There, look. Oh, what's he sleeping in? What's the baby sleeping in? Down here. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. What's he sleeping in? He's in a drawer, isn't he? Do you sleep in a drawer? I don't. Well, not often. Back in the kitchen, Burglar Bill makes a fresh jug of cocoa and opens a packet of arrowroot biscuits. You don't see those very often these days. They're a bit boring, if I'm honest with you. Meanwhile, Burglar Betty tells him how she lost the baby. You see, I just left him on that doorstep for a moment while I was burgling the house. When I come out, he was gone. I thought the police had got him. Oh, I only thought it was a big brown box, says Burglar Bill. I never knowed there was a baby in it until I got it home. Burglar Betty gets ready to leave. Can you see? She's getting ready to leave. Can you see them having their cocoa and arrowroot biscuits? And then she's getting ready to leave. It looks a bit chilly. Snowing. So Burglar Betty gets ready to leave. I suppose your husband will be glad when you get back, says Burglar Bill. No, he won't, says Burglar Betty. I ain't got no husband. She dabs a little hanky to her eyes. You see, I'm a widow, lady. Ooh. Burglar Bill walks through the town with Burglar Betty and the baby. You know, Betty, he says, getting burgled like that, give me a fright. I know what you mean, says Burglar Betty. Losing my baby like that and give me a fright. I can see the error of me ways, says Burglar Bill. I've been a bad man. Me too, says Burglar Betty. I've been a bad woman. I've been a terrible woman. You see them walking through the town. Just then, the baby starts to cry. Shh, says Burglar Betty. You'll have the police after us. Burglar Bill looks over his shoulder. From now on, I'm going to lead an honest life, he says. And all them things I've pinched. Yeah, all them things I've pinched as well, says Burglar Betty. All them things, says Burglar Bill. Mine and yours, Betty. We're going to take them back. And here we are, look. Betty's putting a hat back through the window. He's putting the toothbrush back. That potty that was under his bed, that's gone back to the HMS Beagle. Oh, Eagle, can't read. Betty's putting the umbrella back. A police helmet. I was going back to the policeman. They might need that. Oh, who's that? Wanted. Burglar Bill. And he's even putting a piano back. Fancy stealing a piano. It was quite difficult. And a fish has gone back. So all of those things that they stole, they've all gone back. So, guess what happens next? Ha-ha! Burglar Bill stops being a burglar, and after a time, he starts working as a bread man in the local bakery. Burglar Betty stops being a burglar as well, and when spring comes, she sells her house and gives the money to the Police Benevolent Fund. Then she gets married to Burglar Bill. Outside the church, Bill stands with the baby in his arms. Say, Bakery Bill, he says. Bakery Bill, says the baby. Say, for he's a jolly good fella for marrying my mum, says Bill. Yeah, you say, for she's a jolly good fellow for marrying him, Betty says. In the distance, the town hall clock strikes 4. Bong, 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 bong. Bill, Betty, and the baby leave the church, walk down the little street, and go home to have their tea. I like that story. And there he is, look, at the end. There's a picture. Who is he now? Bakery Bill. So he was a good man in the end. He did some naughty things at the beginning, but he was a good man in the end, wasn't he? Thank you for listening. There'll be another story soon. I love you lots and lots and lots.